I'm aware that many of your comments regarding stablecoins talk about anything that will genuinely impact these networks and lead to the value on chain. And I want everyone to know that stablecoins are the first step. We are witnessing the first stages of the most significant revolution, which will be brought about by tokenization. And this isn't just what I'm saying. In reality, this topic is currently being discussed by many well-known companies in the industry, such as Chain, and I firmly believe that it supports the notion that some of these fantastic utility-based initiatives, such as XRP, will grow tenfold, if not more, than they are now. And the market capitalization required for it would make you think, well, you're crazy. However, consider how much some of these asset types that will be tokenized are worth. Additionally, it won't happen right away. It will eventually occur. Listen, even though I know you all hate to hear it, I'm not one of those YouTubers who posts, hey, guess what? The price of XRP will reach $5,000 0 cents within the next day. It's just an absurd way of thinking about that kind of thing. Therefore, stablecoins are undoubtedly a major focus when considering what is truly happening here, because it speeds up everything else. We'll go over this, but this is the beginning point. This is something we will also discuss. So take a seat, back and unwind. Greetings from the Peepo Coin channel. Everyone, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe if you've ever appeared in this video. Therefore, Chainlink stated that stable currencies are not the ultimate game. They claim to be only the beginning, as there are tokenized treasuries, commodities, funds, corporate debt, stocks, derivatives, real estate, insurance, infrastructure, art, and a plethora of other assets, in addition to stablecoins. We're talking about tens of trillions, if not hundreds of trillions of dollars when we consider the size of some of these marketplaces. Additionally, I want everyone to be aware of this. As you are aware, this market is currently trading at single-digit trillion-dollar valuations. The approximate value of XRP is more than $120 billion 0 cents. We're so early, and I want you all to understand that if you can travel back in time, you should speak with someone who lived through the dot-com boom. You should tell people that if you could go back in time, you would either buy Amazon and sell it after the initial impulse, or you would wait it out. Would you simply hold? Since many people will sell too soon, I can assure you that practically everyone will comment that they wish they had just stayed on Amazon. Many folks are currently in a haste to sell. And I've said it a lot, we use these bull and bear cycles when we're still in the hype and speculative stage to make sure we're planting seeds that will allow us to be completely financially independent in the next 5 or 10 years in addition to adding to our bags by taking profits. And I do believe that many of those initiatives, like XRP, HBAR, and Q&T, have significant utility and will prosper in a digital economy that is tokenized. Furthermore, we continue to witness stablecoins accelerating. Therefore, let's actually jump over here to this page quickly. Most recent, the CEO of Stripe said that after 10 years of development, the company is now testing its stablecoin product. Observe that this was uploaded on April 25th, the same day that Korean banks revealed plans to develop a unified stablecoin. Additionally, after MiCA, EU banks are considering stable currency releases on April 22nd. Japan's SMBC also plans to build stablecoins in partnership with Ava Labs. 3 weeks have passed since this. Next, the biggest bank in Brazil considers launching a stablecoin in early April, and if we go back to February, America was thinking about launching a stablecoin. These are only a handful of the stablecoin announcements that we have seen in the past few months, guys. I want you all to understand that there have been a lot of significant developments regarding stablecoins. It is currently taking place. The emergence of the stablecoin revolution supports initiatives such as XRP. Why? Since XRP was first developed for financial use cases, that is, it is the first DLT with an integrated DEX. It was designed with tokenization in mind. Payments were the reason it was constructed. And Anderson, said it exactly when we consider all of these stable currency DES today. You may have observed that everyone is developing their own stable coin, he said, and it's worth emphasizing, unless 1 or 2 USD stable coins become the norm for everyone to utilize, liquidity will still be fragmented, even though all of these stablecoins must somehow work with XRP, Q&T, and so on. At this point, we realize that XRP's primary use case as a neutral bridge currency is extremely valuable in a world with 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50 stablecoins, as well as tokenized goods of value like CBDCs. To enable communication and settlement amongst all of these issues, you need that neutral bridge currency. Every time a new stablecoin emerges, the use case for XRP is further supported. Additionally, there will be a number of currencies that are stablecoins. The Brazilian real, the euro, and the yen are all happening right now, and the absurd thing about this is that everyone considers RLUSD and concludes that it is bearish since, as you can imagine, the majority of the supplies are on Ethereum. Ethereum is not feasible for scalable financial use cases. As of the last time I checked, it simply isn't. $1 trillion won't be transferred over the public Ethereum network, You simply aren't because of the finality and the petrol costs. In addition, the stablecoin market here had a $4.5 billion spike in a single week, approaching the $240 billion 0 cents mark. Growth is still being driven by Tether, USDC, and new containers like USDS and RLUSD. And if we look at this, the total value of stablecoins is around $231,420,000,000 0 cents. At $2,240,000,000,000 0 cents, the monthly transfer volume has increased 7.3%. This is crazy. However, if we visit DeFi Llama, we can observe that stablecoins are currently valued at $240 billion 0 cents. With competitors like RLUSD, USDT's dominance, which was roughly 61.77%, has been declining over the past few months. Now the amount that has been added during the last 30 days is roughly 2.18%. Additionally, RLUSD is shown if we scroll down the list, since that states 317 million, which we'll discuss in a moment. I don't believe that this one is truly current. However, the amount of growth surrounding the stablecoin market is absurd. Additionally, it demonstrates how rapidly stablecoins are expanding and taking up a larger portion of the global financial system. Speaking more specifically about that, Reese Merrick of Ripple wrote that the stable currency market valuation has just increased by 32% over the previous 6 months, from $168.78 billion to $223.61 billion. Folks, since he posted this on the 26th, we have now reached $239 billion, so stablecoins now account for 1% of the world's money supply, with M2 being at $21.76 trillion, gradually and then all at once. We have only just begun. Let's go, Ripple, RLUSD. It's crazy now. This is truly crazy to watch, I replied. Officially, we account for 1% of all M2 stablecoins worldwide. In addition to several other stablecoins, I do anticipate that Ripple will introduce RLGBP, RL Euro, RL Yen, and RLAUD. Through stablecoins, the entire Forex market is moving in unison. Yes, now is the time to lock in. The reason I say this is because even if stablecoins are beginning to rise to 1% right now, just think of where they will be in a year or two. Even when we look at this chart, it shows that they are back in we can travel all the way back to March of 2024, for example. In a single year, we were below 0.75% of the world's M2 supply. By using just stablecoins, we have essentially increased the M2 supply by a fifth. Insane. I think that's ridiculous. Furthermore, when considering the events surrounding stablecoins, it's accurate. Visa has been rallying. In 2024, its volume already surpassed that of Visa. That only applies till 2024. We haven't even discussed 2025 yet. Additionally, this indicates that there is a high need for stablecoins. Even when you look at stable currencies on